First of all, our question will be coming from Reyna Ng Davao 2024, Miss Rian Calza.
So, Reina number 19, we would like to remind you once again that you have 30 seconds to answer the question.
All right, so let's make that clear for everyone. Again, our candidates or our top 10 finalists will have 30 seconds to answer the question, after which they will hear this sound. All right, so while we're waiting for the final question, how are you warming up? Kamusta? How does it feel to be in the top 10?
I now guess what's the feeling of those contestants being asked first in a beauty pageant. It's nerve-wracking already.
But that could actually also work to your advantage, so we will have to see.
Your question is, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Let me repeat. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
Thank you for that question. I do believe that it is with the stereotypes of the society that transgender is weak and they cannot rise above with the level of the cisgender. I've experienced it in a work or in an office situation, and being a transgender, we don't have equal opportunity and we are not given enough chance to prove ourselves that we are able and we are capable enough to do the things that cisgender do. And that's all. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Reyna 19. What a way to start our top 10 question and answer portion, ladies and gentlemen. Did you think that was great?
Yes, definitely the transgender is taking up space here in Davao City.
All right, so again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Reyna number 19. And right now, Reyna number 9 is making her way to the stage to take on the top 10 question and answer. Now, we actually want to hear, while we are here live, while everyone here is enjoying this live, we also want to hear from all of you guys who are watching online. Please do not forget to use our official hashtags. And of course, shout out to your favorite queens. Let us know what you think. Give us your comments. Any encouragement for our Reyna Ng Davao top 10 finalists as well. And of course, we all have Reyna number 9.
Hello, Reina number 9. Congratulations on making it to the top 10. How are you feeling right now?
Well, it's actually a mixed emotion because it's what I have said during my video. This is my second time and I am determined to do it. This is it.
Second time is always sweeter the second time around.
All right, so it looks like you're ready. It sounds like you're ready. So here is your question. Again, let me remind you, you have 30 seconds to answer, after which you will hear a sound. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Once more, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
Of course, it should start within us, the members of the LGBT community. It will always boil down to being responsible to oneself. Before doing anything, wear anything, take time to think what are the possible consequences of your action. Respect begets respect. I believe that LGBT walk a path paved with both pain and power. But despite the triumph and tears, we all dream of one thing, a place where we are seen, embraced, and allowed us to bloom in the beauty of our truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Reina number 9. What a wonderful answer.
Woo, grabe! Sounds like Reyna number 9 is a crowd favorite.
I really like what you said, that everything starts within the self.
Yes, definitely. Any change that we want should start within ourselves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've all witnessed how much Reyna number 9 is loved. But can I hear everyone this time for all of our Reyna ng Davao Queens? Davao City, make some noise! And, you know, definitely it's nice to hear and feel the support from all of the people that the Reynas love, because this is where they're getting their energy, their inspiration, and their drive to continue. And right now, continuing on is Reyna number 18.
Hello, Reyna number 18. I'm sure this journey has been very inspiring. What was your motivation?
My motivation was my friends, my family, and my makeup artist, and my assistant who gives the best in me. That's why I am really confident right now, and I am happy because they're the one who supports me and uplifts me.
Okay, are you ready for the Q&A right now? Once again, you have 30 seconds to answer this Q&A question. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Let me repeat the question. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
It would be the misconception about us that we don't deserve to be protected by law. That's why it's very important to include barangays, schools, and leaders in conversation that talks about inclusion. So if we achieve this, then we create a world where everyone is accepted and where everyone matters. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Reyna number 18. Grabe, ladies and gentlemen, this is turning into an absolute bloodbath. Grabe ang labanan. Yana, do you think you had that kind of competition in Mutya ng Davao?
Of course, as the Q&A segment is definitely very nerve-wracking. It's not easy to answer on the spot, and you have to really do a lot of brain exercises to ace the Q&A segment.
So hindi lang physical exercises, pati brain exercise. Kailangan na kailangan when you want to become a queen. And speaking of someone who wants to become a queen, here is one more, Reyna number 15. How are you, Reyna number 15? I have a question, by the way, before we get to the actual question. How do you actually pronounce your last name? I didn't quite hear from last time.
It's Mueller.
All right, so that's nice to know. It's Mueller, and you're half German, half Shepherd. Yes. All right. So, how are you? How was the backstage? Kamusta ang kalagayan natin doon sa Reyna ng Davao Lounge?
Actually, na-disco dito. Boom-boom kaayo, super. Dili ka makahuna-una, masing sarili ni mong thoughts, dili ni mo madunggan. Dili man chud.
Well, that's very nice to hear.
All right, so probably she doesn't have any idea of the question, but I will read it to you right now twice. And you have 30 seconds to answer the question, after which you will hear this sound. If you're ready, here goes. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Once more. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
I think I would change the stereotype perception of the people towards us trans women. And that is the very reason why discrimination exists. And I firmly believe that discrimination against us is unnecessary and a call for injustice. Because we, as productive citizens of the society, we do not need discrimination. But rather, we need approval, acceptance, and recognition. Thank you so much.
I love how she called for justice and inclusivity.
All right, so that was Reyna number 15. And we are almost halfway through the top 10 question and answer portion. I'm sure you guys have your own answers to our top 10 question. So, if you do, please let us know what you think the answer is, if there ever is a right one. But we all know there's no right answer to this, right? Is there?
Of course, I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
All right, and here to give us her opinion is Reyna number 16. Hello, Reyna number 16. Looking fabulous in blue. Si Pia Words back ba ang inspiration mo today?
Sort of. Well, we have a last-minute decision on what gown are we going to wear. It's because I'm size extra large, and it's my hobby to eat and eat and eat. But it's okay, thank God, it fitted on me.
All right, so that's nice to know, and we do hope that you get your inspiration today.
Okay, Reyna number 16, are you ready for the question?
Yeah, bring it on, please.
Okay, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Let me repeat. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
HIV cases is now very much rampant in our country and in the entire world. The wider public always think that the main source of the HIV/AIDS is the LGBTQIA+ community. And that is the myth, or that is one perception that I would like to change for the wider public to think about the LGBTQIA+ community. It is all about proper information dissemination. It is all about the proper adherence to what is really the cause of the HIV. Not only the LGBTQIA+ community.
And with that, thank you so much, Reyna number 16.
I love how the candidates have very different answers and angles to the question.
All right, now, we all know, I think we all found out that Pia Wurtzbach was the inspiration for the blue gown. What was your inspiration for your gown in Mutia?
Well, just to mention, I actually own a jewelry business, and this color is the color of my brand. So thank you so much to Love and Styles for this evening gown tonight.
And likewise, thank you to Love and Styles for my outfit for tonight. And who do you think made this amazing creation from Reyna number 8? Sino yung designer mo?
I am very much proud that my designer of this gown tonight is Nikki Diazis. Thank you so much, Madam. And this is only an overnight gown. Thank you so much.
And that's what we call a or a Russian designer. Diba? Rush. I don't know if you got that. But anyway, I think she's ready. So if you are, we will be reading the question twice. You have 30 seconds to answer, after which you will hear this sound.
Okay, Reyna number 8. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? I repeat, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot deny the fact that transgender people are very much visible in terms of discrimination. And through this, if I will given a chance to become a Reyna Ng Davao, I will educate our young individuals, especially our Davaoenos, because I firmly believe that discrimination ends when we give them knowledge. And I do believe that education changes hearts and we transform hearts as an individual. And I think that would be all. Good evening.
Right in time. Thank you so much, Reyna number 8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are past the halfway point and we are still waiting for 4 more queens to take on the top 10 question and answer. And before our next queen comes on, I would like to thank everyone for building an inclusive community where you can be anything and everything that you want.
Yes, Reyna Ng Davao 2025 Coronation Night is definitely a celebration of pride and inclusivity.
All right, so thank you so much. Speaking of someone who is celebrating pride and inclusivity, here's one more, Reyna number 12. Hello, Reyna number 12. Mukhang Pia words back din ang inspiration mo. Tama ba?
Yes.
A lot of girls want to be Pia. How about Catriona? Or maybe Catriana?
This gown is really inspired to Miss Catriona Gray because I have been joining this Reyna Ng Davao since the first season. It's my 4th time, and many people actually told me that I wasn't good enough. Many actually bashed me because why you keep on joining? I always go back to my core. That is to show my purpose. And I am standing proud here. I don't need a lot of people to believe in me. I only need my mom there watching me who believe and supported me. I was crying actually last week because I was being told that I don't deserve to be here, but this is a platform of inclusivity and we are in the diverse community in the city. And I know that I stand proud presenting myself to everyone tonight. Maayong gabi kanyang tanan.
All right, thank you so much. I didn't expect that, ladies and gentlemen, but thank you so much for revealing all of that. And thank you so much to Mommy for your support. Now, if you're ready, and it sounds like you are, your question is right here. I'll be reading it twice. You'll have 30 seconds to answer, after which you will hear this sound. All right? Here it is. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Once again, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing about the world that perceives transgender people, that is the misconception that we are a form of exploitation. That means an animalistic of being irrational. But that is very wrong because we are also human beings. We're capable of loving. We're capable of feeling. We are really resilient and holistic individual. I know that we are gathered here tonight to celebrate diversity. Through diversity, we are united. And through unity, we can be able to love one another. And by that, we can join together. Thank you so much.
Wow, I love how heartfelt and heartwarming and passionate that answer was.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Reyna number 12. 4th time this competition. Grabe. Who knows? 4th, maybe the 4 may be her lucky number, and maybe 4th time's the charm. But hopefully, she gets everything that she deserves, and she already has that actually with the support from her family. That is more than enough. I'm sure you know what the support from the family means.
Yes, of course. Support system is truly very important. And I also love how you mentioned Pia Wurtzbach because Pia Wurtzbach actually joined Binibining Pilipinas 3 times before she got the Miss Universe crown. So there's really nothing impossible about trying and trying.
And here is someone who will try and hopefully succeed in the top 10 question and answer. Reyna number 13. Hello, Reyna number 13. Kamusta? Ang dami mo namang flowers ngayon. All in the right places, might I say.
Thank you so much. So I'm feeling nervous, at the same time, I'm feeling nostalgic because this is my 2nd time attempting to become the Reyna Ng Davao. So I hope the universe will listen to me and align to me. Yeah.
All right, so it looks like a lot of our girls or a lot of our women here in Reyna Ng Davao love the competition so much that they keep coming back. So thank you so much for that, for sharing your message to everyone. And here is another message that we want to hear. What you want to say about the top 10 question. I will read it twice. You will hear this sound after 30 seconds. All right? If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? Once more, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
Thank you so much for that wonderful question. If I could change one thing about the way the world perceives about us transgender people, is that we are strong and we are strong as well as we are courageous. I stand here today despite all the accusation, the judgment that everyone has ever perceived about me. Yet I stand here proud and
Oh, thank you so much, Reyna number 13. You know what, guys? Actually, that was a great example and lesson about opportunities, as Reyna number 13 has clearly showed us. All of the opportunities are available to us. You just have to take it, right?
Yes, Alson, I really think there's something so beautiful about trying again the second time, third time, or even fourth time. It's a different kind of dedication and passion for our candidates.
All right, and we have more passion and dedication coming up as we welcome in our next Reina. All right, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the stage, ready to take on the top 10 question and answer is Reyna number 2.
Hello, Reyna number 2. You have so many fans here tonight. Do you have a message for all your supporters?
Yes, thank you so much. I feel immensely grateful and empowered to be part of the top 10. And tonight, I carry with me not just my story, but the strength of the people who believes in me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reyna number 2. You have 30 seconds to answer this question, and I will repeat it twice. So, if you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
I think the one thing that I could change the way the people see about transgender women is that we are just a representation of diversity. But as transgender women, we are more than that. We transgender women have significant contribution in the progress of humanity, in the pursuit of true equality. So together, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reyna number 2.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Reyna number 2. And just like that, we are down to our last Reina to take on the top 10 question and answer portion for Reyna Ng Davao 2025. Are you guys excited for our last contender, our last candidate? Nasaan yung mga supporters ni Reyna number 6? There you go. All right. So, you know, again and again and again, we want to thank everyone for showing up and for giving their support to all of our Davareinas. You know how much it means to all of them.
Yes, looking at everyone here right now just goes to show how much support the LGBTQIA+ community already has.
And I am looking at Reyna number 6, our last Reyna Ng Davao, to take on the question and answer. That is a nice color on you. It makes you absolutely glowing. Who made the dress and what was the inspiration behind it?
Actually, this is my last. This is actually a last change of gown, and I'm so much thankful to my gown designer, which is Jessie Magawai, for letting me wear such an amazing creation. I would never ever imagine myself wearing this kind in this prestigious event like Reyna Ng Davao. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much and congratulations, by the way, on making it to the top 10. So if you're ready for your question, we have it right here with us. It'll be read to you twice. After 30 seconds of answering the question, you will hear this sound.
All right, Reina 6. If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why? If you could change one thing about the way the world perceives transgender people, what would it be and why?
If I were to change something about how the world sees transgender, that is the misconception that we are mediocre. Because just like the cisgender, we, the members of the LGBTQIA+ community, have contributed much in this never-ending run of humanity in order for equality to be intensified. Thank you.
Super quick, ladies and gentlemen. That was a really quick answer. And a really quick rundown. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have just completed the top 10 question and answer portion of Reyna Ng Davao 2025.